Real quick, before we get to the next golf course recommendation from New York City, we have to give a shout out to ourselves. Dude,
I can't hold it. I can't either. This courses you need to play. My name is Noah.
My name is Cameron.
And today we are going to continue our series of courses under $100 around the country. And today we are headed around New York City.
We got a ton of recommendations for New York, and there was a lot in and around the city, and we thought it would be a good idea to highlight those ones because the city, we all know New York's an expensive place, but it was cool to see that there are golf courses there around the city for under 100. So the first one that we're highlighting is the Dunwoodie Golf Course, and it's in Yonkers. Man, every time I say the word Yonkers, I feel like, I don't know, it's just a funny word, okay? Yonkers.
Yonkers. Have you heard of the Yonkers song by, what's his name? Tyler, the Creator?
No.
Yeah, there's a song by it.
All right, maybe we got to play that in the background.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Dunwoodie Golf Course in Yonkers, it's a Westchester municipal course, and all the Westchester municipal courses are the same price except for one of them, which is pretty cool. I'll get to the price here in a second. So yeah, it's about 25 minutes from New York City. So the course dates back to 1903. It spreads out on an attractive 126-acre site with no houses anywhere near it, which is great for me, so I don't have to worry about breaking a window or anything like that. It's a par 70. It's pretty walkable, but there are some hills to it, so people generally ride. But it's in immaculate shape for a muni, and it's a great layout. It's kind of in a wooded area, so there's lots of trees around. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of a golf course out here in Nashville. That's also a muni in this area. It's called Montgomery Bell. We'll get to Nashville another day. But anyways, it honestly looks like a great course, and you can play it for under $50, which is pretty amazing. And if you live in the area, if you're a resident, you can get a pass to all the municipal courses in Westchester. And it's even cheaper. It's $10 cheaper for every single course.
Yeah. One of the first things I noticed when we were doing research on some of these courses was the affordability of them. Very rarely do you find a course that's in great shape that is also cheap. And New York seems to have like a good amount of them. So the next one that was recommended to us was the Golf Club at Middle Bay. And it's located on Long Island's South Shore. And in so, nearly every hole looks across the water there. It looks unbelievable. It looks to be like a challenging design. It will for sure test your accuracy. A lot of narrow shots, and you can find yourself in the water pretty quick with all the hazards they have. But there's also a driving range available there, which I feel like is sometimes hard to find in New York. Go get some shots pre-round, but it's $75, and there's a twilight rate for $50. Now these were based off of 2022. That's the latest sheet that they had. I would assume that prices have gone up a little bit, but I also believe it's under $100 still.
All right, so real quick, before we head into the next golf course recommendation, if you haven't already, check out our golf course prints they're actually on our Etsy shop. We are rebuilding our website right now, so they're all on Etsy. Be sure to check them out. If you have watched this video to this point, use the code YouTube15 and you can get 15% off of our prints. So be sure to check them out there. And moving on to the next golf course recommendation, we are going with Mohansic Golf Course. It's another Westchester muni. So it's similar actually in style to the Dunwoodie Golf Course that I highlighted before, where it's got, similar layout where it's lined by trees. And I swear New York keeps their municipal golf courses in pretty good shape. At least these two, and the Westchester courses are all great. This one opened in 1926, but it's actually been partially renovated since then, and considered to be one of the toughest of the 6 Westchester munis. And again, like the other one, like I said before, they're all under 50 except for one of them, and that one is not either of these two that we've highlighted today. So you can get on this course for under $50, even cheaper if you're a resident and have the pass.
Yeah, sounds awesome and looks awesome too. Okay, our fourth course is the Timber Point Golf Course, and I'm going to butcher this. I'm not going to know how to say it, but it's where the Connequot River meets the Great South Bay. So another course with great water views, a lot of water hazards. Again, looks pretty narrow, but in great shape. It's a 27-hole facility, has a driving range, has a chipping range, a practice putting green to get in that work before you're around. But it's most notable for its tough par 3s. Another great thing about this course, among the other ones that we've highlighted already, again, is the price. You can get on here for under $60, and the twilight is even cheaper than that. You can get around for $30.
Dang, that is crazy.
I know.
Honestly, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's like, man, you think of New York and you just, first thing that comes to mind is like, man, everything in New York's expensive.
Yeah.
But to see that there's these golf courses here for these prices is,
yeah, it's crazy.
It's refreshing.
Again, we're going to get to Nashville another time, but Nashville courses, you won't even get close to this.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The last, but certainly not least, I feel like you have to hit this course, is Bethpage. Honestly, any color.
All of them.
Bethpage, any color, red, black, blue, whatever. What else do they have there?
They've got green, blue, yellow, red, and black. And all of them are immaculate. And what's crazy about Bethpage to me is it's one of the few destinations in golf, I feel like, where there's a consensus on its greatness. We can talk about Pebble Beach, right? And there will always be some haters out there saying, Pebble Beach isn't worth the price. It's overrated. It's whatever. I have never heard a negative thing about any of the Bethpage courses. They
all look like they're in great shape from the videos. I personally haven't been there yet, so that's on our list of places to go. Yeah. But they all look incredible, and we've heard great things about literally every single one of them.
And everybody's heard of Bethpage Black, right? That's everybody's bucket list. But some of these other ones, people don't realize how great they are as well. I was reading a little thing of what Tom Doak had to say about Bethpage Red, and he said if the black course had never been built, the red with its many strong dog-legged holes might have received a similar acclaim. So the red is still extremely challenging, not as much as the black, but it's definitely up there.
What was the price on some of these?
Yeah, so the pricing on the Bethpage courses vary, obviously. Let me pull them up real quick. Okay, so this is going to depend as well if you're a resident or not. Obviously, resident gets cheaper pricing than out of state. So we'll start with the out of state first. But for the green, blue, and yellow courses, 18 holes is $38 on the weekday.
That's for out of state?
That's for out of state. If you want to play on the weekend, it jumps a heck of a lot to $43.
What? Jumps up $5.
Not to mention Twilight. I don't know when Twilight is, so you're going to have to look this up. But 9 holes in Twilight is $23.
So that's green, blue, and yellow.
That is green, blue, and yellow. We move up to the red. It does take a jump a little bit. So 18 holes on the weekday is $90. Twilight $55. On the weekends, it is at $100, but that Twilight is $60.
Still a great rate for the red.
So we leave out the black course here, but just for informational purposes, 18 holes is $140 on the weekday and $160 at weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So,
but Twilight you can still get on for under $100 on the black course.
Yep, that is true.
And this is for out of staters.
This is for out of state. So if we want to take a crazy route and go to the resident pricing, so the resident and out of stater have the same price on green, blue, and yellow for weekends and weekdays, but where the price changes are the red and black courses. So residents only have to pay $43 for 18 on the red course and $70 for the black course. And
honestly,
for Twilight, it's half of that.
That's a steal.
An absolute steal.
If you live in New York and you haven't played any of the Bethpage courses, what are you doing?
Yeah. Seriously.
Get out
Honestly,
there
what do we do? We're only an hour and a half flight away. What are we doing?
What are we doing? That should be our next trip. I think that's it. That wraps up our top 5 recommendations for golf courses in New York under $100. Again, these were in and around the city. If you have any golf courses that are outside the city, like in upstate New York or other parts of New York, comment below here and we'll possibly get to a part 2 video where we highlight courses outside the city.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.